Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Okay. It is 9th of July, July 9th, 2022. Let me change this one, spotlight for everyone so that I have an introduction, and then afterwards I will include you too. Oh gosh, I rushed. Okay. First, let me share the cover story. And I spent some time to put together this one. Very handsome gentlemen. They all share the same problem. They suffer from hair. Somehow they need to grow hair. That is the most important thing in their religion. Interestingly, they all claim they follow the Quran. They respect God's word. Somehow the Quran, in 6,346 verses, including unnumbered basmalas, nowhere in the Quran talks about messengers discussing with people about the importance of growing beard. Somehow God forgot, and all about 27 messengers, prophets mentioned in the Quran, none of them had argument with these people about growing beard. But somehow this is their common denominator. Even Jonathan Brown needed to grow some beard to show, yeah, I am a Muslim too. And their name also, Jonathan did not follow, but when they become Sunni or Shia, they need to change their name to an Arabic name, as if God is an Arab, and all prophets and messengers were Arab, and Arabic is a holy language, other language just not important, which contradicts the Quran. The Quran says the diversity of your colors and your languages are signs, are ayat, there are ayats in it. And therefore God, and God says, God sends messengers to every nation in their language, speaking their language. But they made up an Arabic religion through hadith and distortion of verses of the Quran. They created an Arabic religion attributed to God. For example, Ajamiyun wa Arabiyun, there is a verse in the Quran, whether the Quran is a foreign language or Arabic, doesn't matter, the verse says. But Arabiyun, over that, the word Arabiyun, they deliberately distort, mistranslate the meaning of Arabi. Arabi means Arabic language, not Arabs. They say it's a foreign and Arab. No. It is foreign language and Arabic language. And interestingly, Al-Arab means plural of Arab. Al-A'rabu ashaddu kufran wa nifaqan. Arabs are worse in rejection, being ingrate, and being hypocrites. There is an exception made, but general, the Quran, as much as criticize Jewish people, even strongest terms criticize Arabs. However, these people have no shame, have no trust in God. They distort this verse as Bedouins. In fact, there is the word Bedouin in the Quran in another verse. But plural of Arab is Al-A'rab. Turk, the plural of Turk, Al-Atrak. Atrak. Arab, A'rab. Turk, Atrak. Kurd, plural of Kurd, Akrad, meaning Kurds. Turks, and Atrak.
Okay.
Anyway,
he doesn't see you.
Please
I
be
don't want
quiet.
him
Who is
to see me.
talking? Okay. Now, let me
How do you
talk
do
about
it?
this.
You make it a
Ali, just give me a time. I am trying to, and you are welcome, Ali. I'm going to open the session with you. Now, these are some people I check on internet. Okay, let me see. These are some people I checked. Okay, this I want to try to think. On internet, they are the one, they have da'wah. They are inviting people to what? And let's see what they are inviting to people. This is Ali Dawah. This is Musa Adnan. This is Muhammad Hijab. And this is a Sunni spoon. When I say it, don't laugh, because Sunnis fabricated so many lies and attributed to Prophet Muhammad when when we say follow God's alone, Quran alone, believe that the Quran is complete, is mubin, is tammat kalimatu rabbika sidqan wa adla. Your Lord's words are complete in justice and in truth. When we say God's word is mubin, is clear. When we say God's word is mufassal, detailed, as the Quran says, as God says. And when we say God's word is easy to understand for believers, not for mushriks. Mushriks, God says there is between mushriks and munafiqs, there is between them and the Quran, there is a veil, there is a wall. They cannot hear because mentally they reject. They are not using their mind. They follow their parents blindly. Therefore, they are not reasoning. If you don't reason, you will not understand God's word, because reason is the mode of communication with God. Anyway, these are gentlemen. They are all backward bearded Sunni bigots. They invite to Sunni religion. A moment later, I will show you the religion of Sunnism. Zaki Naik, it is a window dresser. He uses a lot of good reason against Christians, but when he comes to his own religion, Sunni religion, he never uses his mind. He's not critical. He's a liar. He's a distorter. Dawah man, whoever he is, Saajid Lipham, Shaykh Uthman, Hamza Yusuf. I have a video about Hamza Yusuf exposing him. Eddie, this is a convert. He has Deen show, a lot of followers, a lot of BS, unfortunately, lies. And Khalid Yasin is another one. Abu Manki, he's here for a good reason.
I met Eddie in person in Istanbul.
Huh?
I met Eddie in person in Istanbul.
Okay, good. We'll talk about that. And this is Abu Manki, applied Sharia according to Bukhari. In the beginning of Bukhari says, someone, a Sahaba, when they say Sahaba, they are idols. Their religion is God plus Muhammad. Muhammad means lies in the name of Muhammad. And then Sahaba, and then Tabi'in, and then Imam of Mazahib sects, and then small Imams, and then comes until the Sheikh of this time, these bearded guys. Basically, it is a holy corporation, God plus and all these things, and full of contradictions and lies. And Abu Manki, according to Bukhari, I think the one is Abu Maymunah, or Ibn Maymunah. He says that I saw a group of monkeys applying Sharia. They are stoning a adulterer monkey to death. Look, this is their role model. Why they are narrating such a things? Have you ever seen monkeys applying this moral rule? Oh, this monkey committed adultery, let's stone another monkey to death. Well, they not only falsely attributed lies, slandered Prophet Muhammad and his great friends, they also made up fabricated lies, hadith, holy hadith, hadith sharif, na sharif. I call them khabisi sharif, khabis, about monkeys. And we have also Mustafa Umar here. Kaleem Siddiqui, I don't know, but he's Jamaat Islam, another follower of Habisi Sharif. Jonathan Brown is, I don't know what is his alter ego, because he's too smart to be a Sunni. However, in one of videos I see he was lying against Prophet Muhammad, against God. He was claiming that there is slavery in Islam. It's not prohibited, big lie. according to the Quran, slavery is the cardinal sin, the cardinal crime against humanity and against God. Because when you claim someone is your abd, your slave, you claim to be Pharaoh. And Rabbukum al-Ala, he claimed, I am your Lord, you are my slaves. And Moses, who is in the Quran, the most mentioned prophet in the Quran, 146 times his name, 136 times, I'm sorry, 136 times compared to the next one, Abraham 69 times, Jesus 25 times, Adam 25 times, Muhammad 4 times mentioned. But Moses, the story of Moses is the story of liberation from slavery to freedom. And Pharaoh is a prototype of the worst person because he enslaved people. If you have a slave, you become like a Pharaoh. You claim that you are Lord besides God. You own another human being. You think that the other person is your abd, your slave. Then you become a Pharaoh. But unfortunately, Sunnis, despite so many hundreds of verses, there is no Lord besides God, La ilaha illallah, they say, well, slavery is okay because they justified slavery, not only slavery, sex slaves, Jariya, they fabricated that. Therefore, they, how do we say, they sexually raped many women based on these fabricated mushrik shirk lie. Mufti Meng is from Zimbabwe. He has a lot of followers, but he's no different than others. I will share with you why they're not different. Nouman Ali Khan is another liar against Prophet Muhammad and the Quran. These are all the enemies of Quran and Islam. They promote lies, volumes of lies, Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmizi, Ibn Majah, Abu Dawud, Malik, Muwatta, and all these and many other. The number of hadiths is not known. All contradicted. According to this scholar, this hadith is zaif. According to other, no, it is Hasan. No, it is Mursal. No, it is Da'if. No, it is Mutawatir. No, it is Qudsi. They have 31 level of lies. They call it Ulum al-Hadith, Ilm al-Usul al-Hadith. It is science of picking and choosing from pile of garbage and lies. Hadith books are full of garbage, full of toxic materials, full of viruses and stinky things there. And they go around like a fly. They say, we'll find some protein, some goods, some beans here and there. And they, of course, everything is contaminated. Satan, in fact, some of them are attractive. Some of them looks good. Oh, this is a good word. And go jump into it. Any hadith you follow, you end up saying that God's word is not enough. We need, besides God, another God. Because mukhlisina lahu Deen, the system of God should belong to God alone, dedicated to God alone. Anyway, alaysa Allahu bikafin abda. And here we have Ibn Goat. According to their hadith, which is in their so-called Sahih hadith books, and there was a verse, 2 verses, and well, let me get out of here for a moment to show my beautiful face, okay, and then I will go back there. There were 2 verses, one about breastfeeding adult. In order to make that person eliminate becoming haram, that person becomes part of your family, like your son. And you are, let's say, a woman 40 years old. Here is a 30-year-old young guy, bearded. He's a backward Sunni bigot. You want to adopt him as a son, correct? The only thing you need, just breastfeed this 30 years old bearded guy. Trust me, according to hadith. This is the hadith about suckling of adult. And then accordingly, there was a verse about this. It is okay for a woman to breastfeed someone her age. This one. And then there was another verse that said, I have memorized the words of these hadith verse. And then accordingly, if there is adulterer, man and woman, stone them to death. And when you look at the language of these hadiths, it shows that it is fabrication several centuries after Prophet Muhammad, because sheikh, the word sheikh in the Quran is not used for married people. It is used for adults, for elderly. But here is used meaning a married man or woman. And then, well, there was such a verse. What happened to that verse? It's not in the Quran. Well, there was a hungry goat came and ate it. Where? How? Well, the verse was on a what? On skin of a goat. It was written on the skin of a goat or a camel, whatever, but it was written on the skin. Imagine, goat has the same carbon-based skin, and this was on the skin of an animal. It was written on that one, this stoning to death verse. It was under Aisha's bed. Very interesting. You worship the paper of the Quran, you hang on the wall, you don't put even on the floor. And now Aisha was sleeping on it. Very interesting. And then this was after Prophet Muhammad's death. Yeah. And then a hungry goat came and ate it. Holy goat. That's good. Well, let's assume goat was so hungry, ate a dried skin, and this happened to be under the bed. This happened to be about stoning to death. Well, thank God. Wonderful. Thank you, goat. You save people from being barbarically, viciously, the most worst way of killing. Violent. Imagine, you bury a human being, mostly women, and stone them to death. Imagine that, how evil can be. And then you say, that's great. The story is stupid, but the end result is wonderful. Thank God, God sent this goat. No, not that easy. Goat ate it. It eliminated from the Quran. But what happened? Let me show people here. And then what happened? Well, it is mansur as a text, means it is taken out, expunged from the Quran by the holy goat. But the hukum means it's law. It's as a law, it is valid, it is there. Therefore, we still keep stoning people to death. And I will show one more thing and then I will continue. Okay. And holy goat is this one. Hamza Yusuf, I said I had a video about him. Nouman Ali Khan, I exposed him, a video. Jonathan Brown, I exposed him, I have video about him on him. But Ali Dawah, Musa Adnan, Mohammad Hijab, not yet. But I invite them to face-to-face debate. Inshallah, we'll be at Oxford University at our conference, OIBI, Oxford Institute for British Islam, in August 19 and 21. And I think that I may go to London to face them, but may not be in the crowd because I know they will create too much noise, many of them yelling and screaming. I'm not a kind of very quiet person myself, but face-to-face in a good environment, I want to discuss this issue. I have no animosity against them. I do believe most of these young people, they are nice people. They have good intention, but these older people not. They make money out of this business. These people make out of money and career out of this business. Jonathan Brown, Nouman Ali Khan, Hamza Yusuf, Zaki Naik, and most likely Mufti and Bilal Philips. I have a video against him. He is a murderer of Dr. Khalifa. He is the one behind the fatwa, death fatwa against Khalifa when he was the student of Abdul Aziz bin Baz in Saudi Arabia. In fact, in one of his videos, he brags about it. Therefore, he is a murderer. And I have a video exposing him. Yusuf Estes, he's another guy, a stooge. And Yasir Qadhi, I don't know him. Okay, let's see one more, and then we are going, inshallah, to ask you about this guy. I want you to help me out to get information, the most condensed information about each of them. I will make video about each of them, but I prefer face-to-face. I like dialogues. I love Socrates and all the messengers, prophets of God. They face-to-face discuss with their opponents on the streets, in the public square, and everywhere. Okay, this is the last one, a picture I will be sharing with you. Let me see what I'm doing this one. Okay, where is this? Do you see it? How do you see it? Do you see this menu? Is the menu covering it or no? Hold on, let me give you.
I can see.
Huh?
Yes, we see.
Yeah, we see.
No, the menu. Okay. The menu shows up, I think. Okay.
It seems ISIS is superior with one item.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And here it is. This is a table of comparison, and said there is virtually no difference between the teaching of Sunni or Shiite religions and ISIS. ISIS uses the same man-made religious sources fabricated after the Quran, such as Hadith, Sunnah, Ijma, Sirah, sectarian jurisprudence. Okay, Sunni and Shia scholars distorted the meaning of many Quranic verses, which I have exposed in Quran, a reformist translation. By the way, it is available at Academia, my Academia page as a PDF. It is also online at Quranics.org with Q, Quranics.org. And we need to update that site, hopefully. But it is as a PDF. Many of my Turkish and English books you will find at pima.academia.edu/Edip Yuksel altogether, no space. But if you type my name in Google, you will see in the first page, Academia page, click on it and download and study, inshallah, and compare with Sunni translations, which I have exposed in Quran, a reformist translation. And also I have exposed the Sunni Shiite religions in my books, such as Manifesto for Islamic Reform. That one is also available there, and also at 19.org online. And also you can download there. You can download it also at Academia page. Peacemaker's Guide to Warmongers, various articles, speeches, and interviews, such as ISIS Follows Sunni Religion. This is a good video. You will see it. Please type Edip Yuksel, ISIS Follows Sunni Religion. On Google, you will see this video. Here are a few examples. Adulterers are killed by stoning to death. According to Quran, no. According to Sunni religion, yes. Also sects of the Sunni religion. So far, we have left with 4 sects. And also according to Shiite religions. I'm not focusing on Shiite because they're minority, but almost everything here is also exposing Shiite religions, no different than Sunni religion. And ISIS, yes. Okay. Slavery and having sex slaves is permitted. According to Quran, no. According to Sunni religion and their sects and orders, yes. According to ISIS, yes. The heads of prisoners of war are chopped. According to Quran, no. You cannot touch prisoners of war. Either during wartime you exchange, or after war you release them. You cannot even try them because it is war. It is not a normal time that people could be tried for murder. According to Sunni religion, yes. According to ISIS, yes. Apostate and heretics are killed, murtads. According to Quran, no. According to Sunni religion, yes. According to ISIS, yes. Insulting Prophet Muhammad is punished. According to Quran, no. Chapter 4, verse 140 says, if they are making mockery of your religion, insulting, just leave their princes, and then afterwards, you can go back, continue your debate and discussion with them. You are not beating them, biting them. You are not kicking them. You are not imprisoning them. You do not kill them. But these people do not respect God, do not respect Quran. They do not really believe the Quran. When we bring God's verses, they say, but Ibn Falan, Abu Falan, Prophet Muhammad, this alim, this ulama said this. Against God's verses, you will find, I have seen thousands of times. You say, here is God's words. Again, it's God's words they bring. But according to Quran, believers, when God's verses recited to them, they do not turn blind and deaf against God's verses. Women and children may be killed in war. There are some hadiths about that. A 50-year-old man marrying with a 9-year-old girl is okay. According to Quran, no. They need to reach the age of rushd, which is the age of when they can manage their business. They are orphans until they become rushd. That time, they are given permission, they are given chance to manage their money. And it is the age, not 9 years old. According to the hadith, Aisha was playing with toys while was married to Prophet Muhammad, which is a big satanic lie. And in fact, according to those hadiths, the age of Aisha changes from 9 to 29, 30 years. There are academic articles written showing the contradiction between those hadiths. Muslims who do not pray may be beaten and even killed. According to Quran, no, yes, yes. Anyway, you continue. Sculptures or drawing pictures of animals and humans is prohibited. According to Quran, no. If you worship them, even if you worship names, worship means what? If you say this person will be intercessors between me and God, you idolize that person according to Quran. This is shirk. If you manufacture lies like harams, say this is from God while it's not from God, this is shirk. Muhammad was illiterate. This is a big lie, insulting to intelligence of Prophet Muhammad, that he was illiterate for 23 years. He couldn't learn. He dictated the Quran for 23 years, but he couldn't learn how to read and write in 23 years, 28 letters. Imagine, almost 1 letter per year he couldn't learn. This is the dumbest person ever. This is really imbecile or idiot. But according to them, their prophet is not my prophet. Their prophet, the character they say, it is more merciful than God in one hadith. In one hadith, he gouges people's eyes with hot nails, kill people, women in their bed, because that woman supposedly criticized him. He doesn't follow the Quran. He doesn't care about God. And he says, go kill that woman while she's sleeping in her bed. And one way is the most moral person. In other hand, he's a pedophile. He has, in one way, he's a human being like us. In other things, where you see his sexual power of 30 men, supersexual man, Superman. And of course, they say he had 9 women. Most of them were older, old women, widows. Well, what about 9 minus 30? What about 21 sexual powers of Muhammad? What happened to that? These are big liars, the enemies of Prophet Muhammad. They claim they love Prophet Muhammad. They are liars, because the biggest insult and the biggest mockery to Prophet Muhammad is made by their holy hadith books. Statement of monotheism, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, according to Quran, is no. In 30 places it is rejected, but according to them, yes. And there are very strong verses of the Quran exposing this duality. Like Christians created Trinity, they create Trinity, God plus Muhammad. God's oneness doesn't need Muhammad's existence even. Even Muhammad didn't exist, God still is one, God exists. Big lie. Muhammad was better than Jesus is another lie. According to Quran, no. They say yes, both ISIS and Sunni religion. Shrimp, lobsters are prohibited. I said yes here according to some sects. They are divided on this one. They made up a list of many prohibitions falsely attributed to God, but they are contradictory. Christianity, Jews pay extra tax. Anyway, I don't want to finish too many of these. Okay, let me open this one. You may now unmute your stuff. Anyone wants to talk about these guys? These guys need to be exposed because they are really the enemy of themselves. They are also the enemy of society. They want right now turn United States or Britain or Europe into like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, or Iran. And it is, if their religion come, when I was Sunni, I had similar cognitive dissonance. I thought that Islam was bringing peace and justice and stuff. My God, when I woke up from that hypnosis, because I was not using my mind while following that one. In other cases, when I was, for example, mechanical engineering student, my God, imagine at age 19, I invented something. Now it is a startup. It is becoming a major technology company, Beltways. You will see it, God willing. And I had great mind. I was one of the smartest person in the country because I was top student in my half a million students. I was in top 200, which I didn't even study some of the subjects because I was in parochial school. I was studying Arabic, usul al-fiqh, usul al-hadith, all those things. They didn't even ask questions about those in university entrance exam. But when it comes to Sunni religion, I would become idiot, stupid, unbelievable. And you see Sunnis criticizing Christians. They see their problems so easily. Now they are criticizing us. They are splitting hair into 40 pieces. Oh my gosh, they are very smart when they criticize the Quran. When go against God's word to fabricate hadith, oh my gosh, they use every excuse, every little detail, argument, whatever they find. But they cannot look at themselves. Unbelievable. The same with Christians. They see the problem with the Sunni shirk. They say, well, you are kissing a black stone. You are worshiping. This is called worship. You are respecting it. You are stepping on each other, killing each other to kiss a stone. In your own book says their idols is made of stone or whatever. And here it is. And you also, there is a building over there was made people to protect them from externalities like sun, light, dust storm, this kind of things. That was the reason. The people who first built, like Abraham, if it was built by Abraham, they didn't build to worship the wall. They built the rocks. But after that, that building, people were meeting inside the building. They didn't really much care about the stones. But now you put silk around it. There are tons of gold on it. And then now you rotate around it. You think you are going to heaven because you are rotating around a cube building. This is absolutely missing the thing, the purpose. And then you go get rocks. You have, erected some stones. In 1920, look at the picture of this so-called Satan stone. It was a short midget stone. But later you see Satan grows with time and then even multiplies right on. There are 3 obelisks. It's called obelisks. They are tall. And then get rock stones to stone the stone as if they are stoning the devil. Devil in their mind. Devil is laughing at them. Anyway, these people, we need to invite them to debate, discussion. The Muslim world, supposedly Muslim world, has nothing to do with Islam. If there are Muslim world, it is some of the European countries very close to Islam, peacemaking, like Finland, like Sweden, Norway, New Zealand, Netherlands, Germany, Britain. These are the ones, you look at the Quran, these are the ones following, having justice, accepting of diversity, allowing freedom of speech, having law, justice, better. But so-called Muslim worlds, you look at them, corruption, lies, hypocrisy, tyrants, not respecting each other's. There's no freedom of expression, oppression of women. Every trouble is there, has nothing to do with Islam. Therefore, we need to change. About 57 countries, brothers and sisters. Do we have any sister here? Gosh, here it is. We don't have even sisters. They escape. We created a society that woman is excluded. They are shy. They cannot talk together with men. According to Quran mentions men and women together. In fact, they were given the voting rights because they were doing mubay'ah with Muhammad. Mubay'ah, not bay'ah. They even distorted that word. Bay'ah is one way of submission. No. It was mubay'ah, mufa'ala. Means 2 way of contract. They were doing 2 way of contract. They were giving prophets, and Prophet Muhammad, according to Quran, he had to be just. He had to consult them. He had to not ask them against ma'ruf. There are many verses limiting, and he had to be just. He had to not get bribery. These are his duties to people. And anyway, but look at this world. 57 countries, diverse ethnic groups, diverse different geographies, different language, and different colors. However, all afflicted with problem. One major problem. It is religion, it is hadith and sunnah and mazahib and ulama. Ulama are the biggest juhala. They are Abu Jahl and Abu Lahabs of this time. In fact, the Sunni religion and Shiite religion, they are worse than Quraysh, than mushriks of Quraysh that depicted in the Quran. Absolutely worse than them. They suffer all these problems, even extra problems. They minimize the importance of aql. Now, according to Sunni religion, Shiite religion is not aql, is naql. Means it is Ibn Falan, Abu Falan narration, not aql. And according to Quraysh mushriks, women was below man. They were not considered as full. And in Hadith book, Bukhari says, naqisatul aqli wa deen. Women are deficient of aql and religion. And the same. And they were racist. These are racist too. They thought their tribe was the best tribe. Now they believe that Arabs are the best. Arabic language is the holy language. And they were violent. These are violent. They were not tolerating different ideas. They wanted to even kill Prophet Muhammad. And the same with them. They want to kill me. They killed my friend, Dr. Rashid Khalifa. If they get power, the moment they get power, they absolutely silence criticism of their satanic, diabolic religion. And many, many ways. And therefore, they are exactly like them. And they say God is not enough. The Meccan idol worshippers, they, by the way, they didn't have idols made of rocks or halwa. They call it halwa, sweet. Supposedly, they sometimes when they get hungry, they will eat that idols. They created these lies. Meccan idol worshippers, according to Quran, mushriks, they didn't have statues or kind of sculptures. No. According to Quran, they had abstract shirk, like exactly today's Sunni and Shiite mushriks. They had abstract. God says, تِلْكَ سَمَّيْتُمُوهَا أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ Lat, Uzza, Menat. These are تِلْكَ سَمَّيْتُمُوهَا أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ. These are the attributes you and your ancestors made up. They believed in God, Meccan idol worshippers, mushriks. They believed in God. They believed God has created the universe. They believed that Abraham was a great prophet. They was doing even the salat, says, وَمَا كَانَ صَلَاتُهُمْ إِلَّا مُكَانٍ وَتَصْدِيَةٍ. In another verse says, فَوَيْلُ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Woe unto who pray, who do salat. وَهُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ وَهُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. They are ignorant of their salat and they are showing off. And then the following verse says, they do not help people. Anyway, and you see that Meccan mushriks, they believe that these Lat, Uzzat, Maynat were intercessors between them and Allah. And they were saying Allah. By the way, God is not an Arabic God. God doesn't have a proper name. Allah means El-Ilah, the God. In English, we call it God with big G. In Persian means Khuda, we call it Khuda. In Kurdish, Khuda. In another language, God, whatever you call it, X, creator of the universe. God is not vibration of the air coming out from the lips of human with tongue, with saliva. No. This is not. These are the way we say it. God is not. God doesn't have a proper name. A vibration in the air coming you stupid human's mouth. Okay? It's not kind of doodle google that you put on the paper. No, God is not that. Therefore, God is the creator of the universe. Anyway, I want to stop here and let's see what is going on. I know that Warning, excellent connection, bad warning, bad connection. Okay, people, please. What do you think about these people? You can open up your, unmute yourself. From Oxford Institute for British Islam, someone joined us. You are welcome to have a comment. Okay, I don't know, is my English, I have a heavy accent. Did you understand? Anyone who is a native speaker, how is my English? Is it understandable? Good, thank you. Okay, I don't know why you cannot talk.
Now I can talk, yeah.
Okay,
you should
I gave you permission or unmute themselves. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you unmute.
I have made a mistake. I had unclicked it instead of, gosh, so I apologize. Okay, nice to see you people.
Hi, Edip. It's me, Rilam. I'm from Germany. Basically, of course, they're traditional scholars and they should be criticized, and you exposed many of them, and thanks for that. I have a question, by the way. You were friends with Sheikh Brancatella, and I have heard that he has converted from Quranism to Sunni Islam somehow. Do you have any background?
I'm not friend with him. I'm not friend. He just came, visited me. I have no idea about him as a person. Once he just contacted me. I have thousands of that kind of people on my phone. I have about 7,000-8,000 people.
Yeah.
He's one of them. And he appeared to be genuine, but I'm not really sure. Perhaps he was playing a game. I'm not sure about his intention, because I do believe there are some people with intention. They enter among Sunnis, like Jonathan Brown. Jonathan Brown has a mission, wants to keep 1.5 billion people in darkness. His mission is to keep them in darkness of Hadith. I really don't believe that he believes in those Hadiths, because he's a very smart guy. He's aware of it, but his job is to keep Sunnis, Shiites in the darkness. It helps certain things. It helps some countries in the world, and not countries, bad people in the world. Because when people are ignorant, when backward, you can, if they have natural resources, those natural resources could be exploited by powerful nations.
Yes.
I do really strongly believe that in the Western world, there is I'm not talking about people. I'm not talking about good people in the Western world. There are many of them, thank God. But there are those people who are powerful, like corporations and stuff. They support this kind of people.
Yeah.
For example, let me tell you one thing. The Quran, a reformist translation. Quran reformist translation. First, Macmillan, Palgrave of Macmillan wanted to publish it. The editor saw it, and I provide them with a lot of support from academics, and they were very excited to publish it. Palgrave is a very prestigious publishing house. They published, for example, Al Gore, the American vice president's book, and many others. And they even published in their next promotional material, whatever it's called, that it's coming. They invited me to their office in Manhattan, and they were in this iron building, this kind of flat iron building. Anyway, I met them, but afterwards, one person, his ID was hidden, gave a very bad review on this one. He likened it to Salman Rushdie's work, and he scared them, and then they gave up. I do believe 100% this person worked some very bad group.
Intentions.
Yes, and then he wanted to basically eliminate this liberating and wonderful progressive translation, true translation of the Quran. Sabotaged it. And therefore they are doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I basically wanted to say, like, there's the verse 49:11. O you who acknowledge, let not a people ridicule other people, for they may be better than them, nor shall any woman ridicule other women, for they may be better than them, etc. Yeah. I mean, we should have like a neutral discussion with them and not trying to ridicule, etc. But it's important to tell them that they are wrong.
It is not a personal ridiculing. They are attributing lies to God.
Yeah.
They basically, through their lies, they make this hair as this essence of their religion.
Mm-hmm.
Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab, all the opponents of prophets, they also had beard.
Yeah.
People did not shave because it protected them. They were all exposed to the sun and to the cold weather. They didn't have cars, the climate, air conditioner and stuff. They were all working outside, makes sense. And they were putting turbans around their hair because turban is the best really cover in desert area. If I were in desert area in middle times, I would wear turban too, because turban protect you from the sunlight, correct? Your head. Mm-hmm. And also when there is dust storm, you cover your face. Beautiful, very kind of functional, multifunctional. You cover your face, dust. And then let's say you are thirsty, you are in the desert lost, and there is dirty water there with some kind of frogs in it, but you want to filter it. And you can filter it through your thing, correct? Yeah. You can use it filter to water, filter from dust, and beautiful. But now they are wearing it. Goodness sake, you are in Britain, you are not in desert. There is no desert storm. You never use it to filter water. And you are wearing it inside. There is no sun.
Yeah.
But it is what to show off. It is something like Christian priests they do, and to create a holy kind of class of people who will be in between you and God. He will sell your religion, make money out of religion, get power out of the religion, manipulate you.
Yeah.
And therefore, that is the reason I am attacking that, not their looks.
Yeah.
They are making lies against God. And also for women, they put women in black sacks. They deprive them from their identity. Basically, they are burying women alive with that. Therefore, when I attack this veil, I'm not about personal, about difference. They are in the name of God. They're imposing this incredible, this is basically a moving mobile prison for women, mobile prison.
Mm-hmm.
And for them do this too. Therefore, I am saying, therefore, the context is very different.
Yeah.
I'm not making mockery as a personal, because they are universalizing this in the name of God.
Mm-hmm.
And not only they kill people for this.
Yeah.
They kill. If they get power, they will kill me. I will not kill them. If I get power, I will absolutely, I will work for them to be free to worship the hair, to worship their ulamas, juhala, to eat nasty stuff, whatever they want, to worship the stone, black stone. Of course, they have the right to do that.
Yeah.
I will fight for their rights to practice their shirk, their ignorance. It is their choice. But
course,
imposing their kids, I will, as a society, I will try to save kids from them until a certain age. But after that, as an adult, whatever they want to do.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you this tip, like a little bit of critique, like to not use insults just to criticize them professionally. Yeah, that was my point. Thank you, Edip.
I love it. Thank you very much. You are right. But I do think we have to be saying, I'm saying even less. What they do when they get, look at this in Taliban, when they get power in Afghanistan, what they did, they stone people to death. They basically deprive women from even education, identity. They kill their identity, and they are basically a bunch of idiots, ignorant people. They bring the country to what level? The same in Iran, mullahs, what they do. We were saying that time I was pro-Iranian revolution, Nadi, Istiklal, Azadi, Hukumati, Islami, I would say. But no, where is Istiklal? Where is Azadi? There is no freedom there, just the opposite. The prison. And the same in other countries, the same. Right now, Turkey, This guy, Tayyip Erdogan, started with Hazreti Omar's patchy clothes, patchy shirt, that he had 2 candles, one for the government, and nighttime he would use his own candle. He was so careful and just. But this guy, with poor people's money, very poor, impoverished country, right now, 40% of the population make minimum wage less than $300. And then he made the biggest mansion in the world for himself. I'm not exaggerating. 1,150 rooms. That's as if that's not enough. He made in Marmaris, this is in Ankara, in Marmaris, he made a mansion, 300 rooms. As if it's not enough, in Bitlis, Akhlaq, in my city, he's making another mansion, I don't know how many rooms. Wow. He has 7 jets. One of them is called Flying Palace, $400 million, that helicopter. And his wife, they were poor. I know, he was my friend. Yeah. He was my friend until age 30, we were together. In party, in high school, we were together. In party, I was above him, in fact, in Islamist youth organization. And he was poor, I know. He was working for a biscuit company, basically distributing biscuits to people. And later he was an accountant in a sausage company. I know him. And then later, through this government, he started stealing people's money. And he was talking about Hazrat Omar's patchy shirt, 2 candles. This guy, through these things, and he waved holy book, Allahu Akbar, Islam, Quran, Allah, Prophet, and stuff. And his wife, several years ago, went to Belgium. There was a conference in Brussels, and she went to one of the fancy gift store there in Brussels, closed the store, and there were cars, police all over, media there. They wonder, what is she doing in this fancy store? These are people talking about modesty, talking about not wasting money, talking about morality, talking about Hazrat Umar. And she came out with a bag. Hermes brand. Hermes was the Greek goddess. Yeah. She basically donated. They later, the Western journalists, they learned how much money she paid, the receipt. 49,995 euro. Imagine, Turkish people do not make, even 40% of Turkish people do not make 300 euros in a month. She paid 49,995 euro. She donated this money to Greek goddess Hermes to carry that bag. She got just one single bag. And each of these rooms are covered with fanciest silk Persian rugs, each paid from people's money. The menu they eat, zakkum, I say in Turkish, zakkum, zakum. They unbelievable. And this done how? By waving the book. And recently, last few years, it was not enough to make people stupid. And he waved flag too. Now he's waving with one hand, he's waving flag, nationalism, in another hand, holy book. Look at in Malaysia, Najib, who was Najib, he was also Allahu Akbar, Allah, holy book and stuff. He and his son-in-law, they stole $1 billion just in one transaction to Saudi Arabia. This is so-called Muslim world, crooks in the name of God. Therefore, when they came to power, corruption, violence against dissidents, oppression of women, turning women into slaves, and no human rights. We don't want these people to get away with this. Therefore, these people in Britain, they go, oh, we are Muslims and stuff. Nope. You are enemy of Islam. You are enemy of Quran. You are enemy of humanity. Yeah. We have to expose them. We should not let them get power, because when they get power, there is no return. They kill. Yeah. They turn the land into hell.
Yeah. I think Emre Dil wanted to say something.
Emre, go ahead.
Okay, Edip, I thank you so much. Maybe we could do a video together sometimes if you can contact me. Just send me a Zoom link, you know.
Yeah, I want to also turn this one off soon because I don't want to exceed too much. I don't know how many minutes we have. Okay. Go ahead.
I met Eddie in Istanbul, Edip abi. He came to Istanbul for a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training. My cousin was a trainer. He welcomed him. And I met him and his father and his son. 3 guys, father, son, father, son, father, son. I talked to them about these things. I can say they're completely ignorant about religion. They were Serbian or something like that. And one day they converted to Islam by a wrong way, by introducing some Sunnis, and they chose Sunni, but they are not fanatics of Sunnis. I started to talk to them. They're ignorant. They don't know much about religion. So you can talk to them, in fact. Deen show, they make a Deen show on YouTube also. Eddie.
MashaAllah. And let me repeat again, I invite all these people to debate and discussion about Quran and Hadith, about Islam. And inshallah, on August 19 and 21, I will be at Oxford. Maybe a few days before and a few days after, I will be there. I will go to also London. I will challenge them in London, in public, and also in private, maybe in an office. We have a better recording. We'll have another meeting with them. I'm not their enemies. I am a peacemaker. I promote their rights too, but unfortunately, they are the enemies of themselves too, because if the government of their choice comes to power, they will be, perhaps some of them will be the first one, will be disappointed and escape from that government, as it happened in Iran. Many people promoted mullahs, and then afterwards, my gosh, how they regret, how much they regret. They escaped, and some of them were hanged by Iran, by mullahs, the first, those who joined them in revolution. Therefore, there is no trust to mushriks, because shirk means attributing lies to God is the worst thing that a human being can do. Because not only they are making up a lie, they are sanctifying that lie, attributing to God. Not only doing that, they want to impose by people to people, not only imposing by force, even killing people. Therefore, this is the worst thing. Throughout history, we see shirk is the worst. Mike Gauss, welcome you are. Your head is half. Put up, please. Okay. Ilker, nice to see you. Greg, you are here, invisible to people on YouTube. Oxford Institute for British Islam, you are not. Okay. Mike, you may talk if you want. But you are pluralist. You are too kind. Mike is a pluralist. I'm not. I am pluralist in a sense, in terms of legal ways. Yes, legally pluralist. Everyone should have equal rights. But instead of truthfulness, whether which one is true, well, all of them is true. Okay, no.
There's one truth.
There's one truth. Like especially the Sunni religion says this about God. Says in one Ibn Falan, Abu Falan, according to one narration, 2 times 2 equals 3. According to another narration, Ibn Falan, Abu Falan, 2 times 2 equals 17. In another one, 2 times 2 equals, let's say, 28. And say all of them are haq and all of them are true. That is the way, because they attribute lies to God. Well, God, when it's something you attribute to God, you should not have no doubt about it. La rayba fi. God's word is proven word, mathematically proven word. And therefore, when you something attribute to God, you cannot go nonchalant. It must be like 2 times 2 equals 4. But they fabricate all these lies and they say all of them are haq. Goodness sake, they contradict each other. If one is true, the others cannot be true. In fact, all of them are false.
Edip abi, you have a speech, quotation. I love it very much. Now you said some of them sort out the hadiths. this must be right, this must be fake. Now, many groups do that. Even Turkish Diyanet is doing that. These are real hadiths, these are fakes. And you say a claim for them. Even the writer of these books, Bukhari, said he sorted out 7,000 hadiths from 600,000. How can it be possible? Are you better than him?
Yeah.
On sorting
in
out?
one way, they glorify him. He was so careful, so knowledgeable, and closer, correct? 230 years closer. And he was the one traveling. He was the one supposedly knowing everyone, trustworthiness of the chain of narrators, 8 of them, sometimes more, sometimes less. And now you are better than him. That's good. Yeah, I like it. But it is like this. First of all, anyone who say God, Quran plus Sunnah, that person doesn't believe in the Quran. Because according to Quran, the Sunnah is not Sunnati Muhammad. It's what they mean. According to Quran, Sunnah always Sunnatullah, Sunnatullah, Sunnatullah. وَلَنْ تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا وَلَنْ تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَحْوِيلًا. And God's Sunnah among the people, God's law in the society. It is a social law. But they say Sunnati Muhammad, not a single time the Quran doesn't say Sunnati Muhammad. Therefore, they bifurcate. They say obeying God means obeying the Quran. Obeying messenger means who is the one really delivering the Quran. Obeying messenger means obeying Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, or Nahjul Balagha, or whatever their books. This is bifurcation. The Quran say, Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. But do not separate God from messenger, because messenger's job is only delivering the message. Messenger's job is not to issue laws in the names of God, or to correct God, nasikh mansukh, or to remind God that God forgot in the Quran. Therefore, they don't really believe that Muhammad was messenger. They believe Muhammad was God besides God. Therefore, in the masajid, according to Quran, إِنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Masajid, the place of prostitution, belongs to God alone. Do not call anyone besides God. They add Muhammad's name as if it's not enough. Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, Ali, all their idols' name. Yes, Mike, welcome.
Thank you. There is a Qadhi in Dallas, Texas, Yasir Qadhi. He wrote in his book that Sunnah sometimes overrides Quran. Can you believe that?
Yeah. It is in Hanafi sect. By the way, it has nothing to do with Abu Hanif. Nouman bin Abu Hanif, he was following the Quran alone. We have a lot of evidence that he followed the Quran alone. In fact, not a single hadith narrated from Abu Hanif. Abu Hanif was the tabi'in, and he was the alim. But later they killed him during Umayyad and Abbas time. They imprisoned him. They killed him. In his name, they fabricated a sect by Imam Ahmad and Imam Yusuf, Zufar. They made up a sect because he was very well-known, well-loved person in the society. And in his name, they hijack his name. Yes.
You may have covered this, but one thing the Sunni people, the people who believe in Sunnah, throw at you all the time says, if you did not have the Sunnah, how do you know how to pray? How to
fast? Let me answer that.
I know the answer.
What's the answer?
The answer is people practiced what Prophet was doing right along with him continuously. Whereas the hadiths,
I have better answer.
Okay, go ahead.
I have better answer. Better answer. My dear brother, I say to them, it is the least of your problem. According to the Quran alone, without hadith, you cannot even go to the restroom, because you have hundreds of hadiths about how to go to restroom, which foot first, how to sit, not against Qibla, how many stones to use to clean your buttock. Honestly, according to, without hadith, you cannot even go to restroom. You cannot even eat food, which hand to feed, how many fingers, how, and which foot first. All this nonsense is made up. The same about the details of the prayer salat. All the details in the Quran, trust me, I used to believe that one. No, the Quran gives enough. All the rest of the details, they fabricated in order to fabricate a religion in the name of God. For example, rabbis, they question when God asked them to sacrifice a heifer. The reason God asked them to sacrifice a heifer was because though they were liberated in person from Pharaoh's oppression, from slavery in Sinai, still, because since childhood, they were brain polluted by Pharaoh's religion, which had Osis or whatever, cow. It was one of their idols. And therefore, they were respecting. Somebody came, showed them a calf, which is a symbol of Pharaoh's religion, their oppressor's religion, and they fell into it. Therefore, God told them, sacrifice a heifer, means physically do it, psychologically, intellectually save yourself from bondage to your oppressor, the religion of your oppressor. That is the reason. It's not
that
just
that is one of the best explanations
exactly
I have heard.
Yeah, no one is making this connection. If you look at the history, you see the cow is one of the symbols of Pharaoh and oppressors. And therefore, when somebody came, again, they went back to their slavery days. They respected that one. God wanted them, in phobias, there is a way to psychologically treat you slowly, gradually. And God wanted them to eliminate this from their mind, sacrifice it. It's not just to kill an animal, shed a blood. It has nothing to do with that. Or to eat meat, barbecue. It's not the issue. The issue was mental bondage. God wanted to save them. And while they did it, what happened to rabbis? Rabbis wanted to red herring, divert the subject to frivolous details to make them forget about the real issue. The real issue was freedom. But they wanted to say, what is the color of a heifer? Heifer, it is in the barn or in the farm, correct? You remember? And they asked this silly question. Now our Sunnis, they ask even the tail of the heifer. They exactly follow the rabbi. They say, well, God says, stand up in the prayer. Where should I put my hand? Goodness sake, when the person, let's say in grocery store, the person over there, the employees say, please stand in the line. Do you say, hey, where should I put my hand while standing here? You don't ask this question. Do you ask? Who asked this question? No one. If you ask this question, the employee, a smart employee will say, well, don't put your hand in the pocket of the person next to you, wherever you put it, even put in your nose. But hadith, fabricated hadith, no, put your hand. I saw Prophet Muhammad, he prayed, he put his hand on his stomach, on his, what is belly button? This belly?
Navel.
And then later another hadith, many hadiths, Prophet Muhammad put on his heart. This became a sect. This became another sect. No, Prophet Muhammad put under his belly. This is in Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki. And then no, Prophet Muhammad put his hand on the side, Ja'fari. 4 sects. They made up all combination. You don't need to these hadiths. In fact, if you are obsessed with this question, through dice, where should I put my hand? One of them will come. They covered all the combinations. Crazy. Okay.
Edip, I love your laugh. You have a beautiful laugh.
Yes, I have beautiful heart too. I don't want
that's true, yeah.
bad things to anyone, to this human being. I want goodness for Muslims, so-called Muslims, Sunnis and Shiites. I don't promote wars against them. When there was invasion of Iraq, American trying to invade Iraq, I was against that. Look at my talk at Ground Zero. I talked to American people. I said, if Muslims are terrorists, Christians are terrorists 666 times. It is, if you call it generalized for Muslims and stuff. I do believe most of the Muslims, despite their religion, they are nice people. But as an American professor, astrophysicist, atheist said, there are good people and bad people. But it takes religion to turn a good person to a bad person. I call it not only, I know, Mike, you are getting upset with this.
No, I'm
not only religion, dogmas.
I'm not getting upset. When you said despite the religion, it is not despite, they're not following the religion correctly. So you can't say.
Yeah, they don't follow Islam. They follow Umayyad-made, man-made, so many, unfortunately, Sunni instructions. Okay.
I would agree with you, and I'm with you on that. But it has nothing to do with Islam.
You're right. I do say. because therefore I call it Sunni religion or Shiite religion. Yes, we have Carla. Oh, Carla is a man. I was happy finally there is a woman in this world.
Why is it like that, Edip? Why is it like that?
Well, it is because of our upbringing became even culture. My wife joins us in prayer, Friday prayers, but she is a person, she's very private. God gave me a very private woman. She is the one that balanced me. I am all over. And I am very spontaneous. She's just the opposite. Let's say we need to go to San Diego. 2 weeks ahead of time, she puts the luggage there. She prepares her clothes and gifts, everything 2 weeks ahead. I am the last minute. Yeah. If Mike comes to me, say, Edip, this Elon Musk's spaceship to Mars, there is one of the astronauts got sick. There is a space there. They're looking for someone to go. At that moment, say, yes, I am going to Mars. But my wife is very cautious. Therefore, through this way, God protected me, balanced me. In one way extreme, I take it as God's blessing. She's one of the best. But she, of course, joins meetings, even in small groups and stuff. But unfortunately, the Muslim world is because of religion. Many women who are personally, they are very extroverted. They become shy, introverted, even become culture. They're not religious anymore, but it is part of the culture, unfortunately. We need to get over that. 50% of the population, we handicap. We deprived society from their service.
Yeah.
We men, we are very kind of gung-ho, correct? This is a quality. Mike, how many hexagons do you see here?
How many what?
Hexagons. This is a quality, picture quality.
Say the right number.
By the way, I'm not seeing you there for some reason.
How many holes are there on the ring?
Oh my gosh, you don't see me there?
No, I don't.
Who do you see?
I don't see anybody. I see.
You're in
I'm
wrong
hearing
place,
you.
My brother, you are in the wrong place.
I try to push all the buttons here to see what I can do. I couldn't.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You push all the buttons.
Again, the laugh.
What about you? Do you see William? Do you see me?
I see Mike Goose in the big picture. You and me in the small picture. Make yourself in the big picture.
I need to remove from spotlight.
Now you're in the big picture. Yeah.
Now that's better. That's better.
Oh.
I thought there was something wrong with my cell phone.
No. Yeah. I put you in spotlight. I was talking and your face was on it. I was talking as if you were talking. But anyway.
Edip, I found a
now
place.
Look at it, please. Now look at it. How many
my God.
hexagons?
3, 5, 3, 6 plus 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 15, 18, 21.
Well, you are bad. You are bad in finances, in mathematics, all these things, in geometry. Yeah, there are 19 here, gentlemen. Even maybe you need eyeglasses. Okay. Anyone here want to talk? Otherwise, I'm closing this one. Next, here it is, my invitation to everyone. These gentlemen over there, you see their pictures. And how many of them are there? Forget about Sunni Spoon, about Abu Monkey, Ibn Goat, the others, about information about them, because I will make video about each of them. And it is an invitation for dialogue. And again, I don't want any harm to them. I hope they will be okay. I hope they will be not oppressed by governments. They will not be hurt by anyone, absolutely. I am for their expressing things, but I pray to God, they should not get power over people. They should not have power over people. Okay, Mike.
Well, yes, the new sentence slogan sort of, we are using in IDIN 20, what I call it, Islamic values. The slogan is, if it is not common sense, then it is not Islam.
No,
I know.
Common sense is not that reliable. Those people who were against Galileo, they said common sense, it cannot be round. We see it straight and we would be upside down. It was against common sense. Common sense is good, but not 100% reliable.
Yeah.
Well, understand, but that is better than relying on...
If it is not reasonable, logical, logic is the precise way to distinguish truth from falsehood. Okay, if it doesn't fit logic, it is not from God.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. By the way, I will be inviting you. We're going to do a program on two things: how to be a confident Muslim, one. Number two, how to not have misunderstandings about Islam for non-Muslims. So it is a program we are going to do, and we are going to take some cues from you, Edip. I think we are all on the same page, but a little different, but we are on the same page.
Yeah, my style is a little bit, I'm street fighter. I am street philosopher.
Please invite me as well, Mike. I want to join it.
Inshallah. Okay.